Hey, Mr. Unkert here, and in today's video, I'm going to be looking at the Khan Academy assignment, trig values of special angles. We're going to find the trig values exactly, okay? So to do this, we're looking at, we're starting off with the cosine of 240 degrees and the sine of 240 degrees. So let's draw this out. My x-axis, and try and draw a straight line here for my y-axis. And we're going to label the degrees. So starting at 0 degrees, go to 90 degrees, 180. I'm going to not write the degree sign because I'm not very good at writing it on this online utensil. So 70, and then back to 360. Okay, so we can say that 240 degrees, well, that's going to be 60 degrees past past 180, because 180 plus 60 is 240. Okay, so we're going to have we can draw a right triangle here. This is a 60, this is going to be a 30, because the interior angles of a triangle must add to 180. Okay, so 90, 60, 30. So now if you, to do this assignment, you really need to know your special right triangles, which are your 45, 45, 90, and your 30, 60, 90. Now on a 30, 60, 90, the 30, the side opposite the 30 is the length of 1. If we consider that 1 unit, that's going to mean that the side opposite the 60 is square root of 3 units, and the hypotenuse is 2 units. And if we're going to do 1 squared plus the square root of 3 squared, that would equal 2 squared. So now we have to pay attention. We're in quadrant 3. The x component is going to be negative, and the y component is going to be negative. So my cosine is going to be the adjacent side of this reference angle. So the reference angle is going to be the one off the x-axis. So it's going to be the adjacent side to that. So negative 1 over the hypotenuse, which is 2. My sine is going to be the opposite angle of the reference angle, so opposite the reference angle. So sine is going to be negative square root of 3 over the hypotenuse, which is 2. And these are the exact values. Your calculator would approximate this, so don't use a calculator. Put in the exact values. To get the square root of sine, I'm going to use that. And put it over 2. Let's check our work. We got some energy points. Today is a good day. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so now the next one is in radians. So instead of using degrees, we're going to use radians. So let's draw it out and label our quadrants in radians. And so as we go around the circle here, we're going to start with 0 radians. 90 degrees is pi over 2 radians. 180 is pi radians. 270 is 3 pi halves. And all the way around the circle is 2 pi. Okay, so now we got to figure out where 4 pi thirds is. So 3 pi thirds, well, there's a 3 on the top, a 3 on the bottom. So if we were to cancel those out, we'd be left with just pi. So 4 pi thirds is going to be a pi third and that's a straight line there. That's going to be a pi third past past 180 degrees or past pi radians. So it's 1 extra pi third. So my reference angle is right here. That's a pi third. And my and pi third, if you're wondering what that is in degrees, well, you can multiply by 180 over pi, 180 degrees over pi. Pi's will cancel, and you're going to get 180 divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. So I didn't draw this quite right. So this is the side opposite 60. This is going to be the side opposite 30. So I should have drawn it a little bit better. This will be 1. This is actually the longer side, square root of 3, and this is 2. And we're getting the same basically angle as we did in the previous video. And we're going to have a -1 and a negative square root of 3. Because we're in the third quadrant, we're on the negative part of the x, and we're on the negative part of the y. All right, so y part here is negative, and this x part here is negative. Okay, so cosine and sine are going to be the same as the previous problem. So cosine is your yellow side, -1 over 2. And sine is the opposite side, so opposite the reference angle. So if I'm at the reference angle, I go straight out, I hit the opposite side there. So that's going to be a negative, press this button for the square root of 3 over 2. We'll check our work. We're going to get some more energy points, and that's always a good day. Let's go to the next one, and let's hope they actually give us a different angle. All right, 7 pi fourths. Okay, so this is a different angle. That's good. Let's draw it out. Okay, so we start at 0 radians. 90 degrees is pi over 2. Okay, then we have pi. And then 3. Whoa, that 3 got away from me. Okay, we get 3 pi over 2. And then we come back to 2 pi here. Okay, 7 pi fourths. Well, 8 pi fourths is, I mean, if we simplify this, we can cross out the 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. So it's 8 pi fourths is 2 pi. So it's a pi fourth less than this entire way around. So if we go a pi fourth back, a pi fourth, if you want to convert that, pi fourth times 180 over pi, 180 degrees over pi. Well, the pi's cancel out. 4 goes into 180 45 times, so it's 45 degrees. So what we essentially have here is we're going back 45 degrees. We have this angle, we're thinking in terms of degrees, 45. And this angle is, the reference angle is 45. Okay. And we're gonna use this angle to figure out our values. Okay, in that type of triangle, these two sides, the two sides opposite the 45 degrees are the same length. So it's 1, 1, and then square root of 2. And if you do 1 squared plus 1 squared, that's going to equal square root of 2 squared. Okay, so checks out, right? Now, cosine and sine are going to be the same because, well, not quite the same. They're going to be the same magnitude, let's say, but different signs. Okay, One thing we have to remember, this is the x part is the positive. The y part is going to be a negative. So this is the sine is going to be negative. The cosine will be a positive. Cosine going to be a positive 1 over the square root of 2. And we want to rationalize our denominator, so we're going to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, which is essentially multiplying by 1, but it gets the square root out of the denominator. So we're going to have the square root of 2 over 2 for our cosine. Now, everything's going to be the same with sine, except it's going to be a negative, okay? So, square root of 2 over 2. And here, we're going to have basically the same thing, except it's going to be a negative square root of 2 over 2. Let's check our work. Look at that, more energy points. Today is a good day. Let's go to the last question and see if we can get a perfect score. Okay, we're doing it in degrees this time. And, well, let me fix that. And they've given us the same angle as before. I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to have the same answers. But wow, my x-axis is all over the place. Doing this video on a Friday, so it's near the end of my workday. So my ability to draw the x-axis isn't as good at the end of the week. I don't know, too much using the mouse. But anyways, all right. So we have 315 degrees. Well, so if we go around this through our quadrants, we go from 0 to 90 in quadrant 1, 90 to 180 in quadrant 2, and this is degrees. I'm not going to draw the little degree symbol because, again, I'm using the mouse to do this, and my hand is getting a little bit tired. It's near the end of the week. And then we have 270 degrees here. And then we go around, we're at 360. Okay, well, here's the thing. I drew the little degree there. 315 degrees is 45 degrees less than 360, so they gave us the same angle. So this is going to be 1. We have negative 1 here, and the square root of 2 here. Because again, we have a 45, 90 triangle. Okay. So my cosine is going to be, we worked it out in the previous problem, it's going to be the square root of 2 over 2. The sine is going to be the negative square root of 2 over 2. And we'll check our work. We got it. If you have any questions, leave comments in the comments below. If I get a chance, I can redo the video drawing the x-axis a little bit better, but I may not get a chance. So sorry about that. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.